It is time for Security Watch Africa, only on this channel, the Africa Independent Television. Welcome to another episode. My name still remains Patrick Abambo. On this episode today, we'll be bringing you a collection of reports that has to do with defense and security in Africa and Nigeria. First, before we bring you the first report, I want to tell our viewers that in the recent research conducted by Security Watch, we can authoritatively establish that no matter the volume of arms and ammunition, no matter the technicalities, the technology employed or bought by the government in Africa and in Nigeria particularly, they will continue to be insecurity, except the government make a concerted effort to occupy the ungoverned spaces. There are many ungoverned spaces in various countries in Africa, and this has become a sanctuary for these criminals, be it terrorists, bandits, or insurgents, or kidnappers. And this has become a home for them, making it easy for them to come out and attack the vulnerable ones in our societies. Governments must make efforts to ensure that those ungoverned spaces are made active and occupied by putting infrastructures and activities there. Let there be government presence in most of those areas. Until then, we will continue to experience what we are experiencing now. I know that the security forces and security agencies, both intelligence and operational teams, are working assiduously, but the more they work, the more we're experiencing insecurity across the continent and particularly in Nigeria. Welcome to the program. This will take me to the first report by Elizabeth Tako, who witnessed the maiden edition of the African Chiefs of Defense Summit, that Chief of Defense Staff Summit that was hosted by Nigeria, and in fact the chief host, the Chief of Defense Staff of Nigeria, General Christopher Gwabi Musa, was indeed a wonderful host because his colleagues from all other African countries participated fully. Sit back as we bring you this report.
In his drive to foster unity in the fight against insecurity in Africa, Nigeria's Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, gathered Africa's Chiefs of Defense Staff in Abuja to brainstorm on security challenges faced by various countries in the continent. By the commencement of the maiden edition of the African Chiefs of Defense Staff Summit in Abuja on Monday, 25th August, with the theme Combating Contemporary Threat to Regional Peace and Security in Africa, the Role of Strategic Defense Collaboration. 37 countries were represented by their Chiefs of Defense Staff or duly appointed delegates. The summit kicked off with a colorful ceremony which was attended by high personalities led by Nigeria's President and Commander-in-Chief, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Nigeria's Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, who represented President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to declare the summit open, commended the initiative for the summit, while calling for greater collaboration among countries in the continent.
Of Africa's guardians to the village choir of ideas. There has never been a time when our collective defense invited us so urgently to sit together and reason together. This summit, the first of its kind, will not have come at a better time. I am therefore deeply honored to welcome each of you to Abuja, the heart of Nigeria and the home of Africa's endless possibilities. Nigeria's promise has always been simple and firm: to be a good neighbor and a brother's keeper in the struggle for peace. Our armed forces have stood shoulder to shoulder with our neighbors and far beyond in peacekeeping missions, counter-terrorism operations, and humanitarian endeavors. We hold no illusion. Security is the foundation upon which the edifice of progress must stand. That is why we must use this summit not merely as a meeting, but as a covenant to deepen cooperation through joint training harmonize doctrines and interoperable systems. For this to endure, we must build a framework where our defense institutions speak with one voice and act with one purpose. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the nature of warfare has evolved. The threats of today are asymmetric, digital, and often invisible. Our response must not be less dynamic. We must invest in cyber defense, artificial intelligence, and indigenous military innovation. Africa cannot remain merely a consumer of technology. We must be creators, innovators, and owners of the tools that secure our tomorrow.
The chief host, General Christopher Gwabin Musa, while emphasizing on the essence of the summit, spoke on the current fight against insecurity.
The choice of the theme of this summit, combating contemporary threats to regional peace and security in Africa, the role of defense collaboration, is both timely and pertinent. It captures the urgent need for a united action in addressing the complex and evolving security challenges confronting our continent. Consequently, this gathering offers us a rare opportunity to forge a unified front. It is a platform to harmonize our doctrines, strengthen interoperability, and build enduring trust among our defense institutions. We must therefore seize this opportunity to craft a new architecture of African-led security cooperation. As chiefs of defense staff and heads of our armed forces, we must lead the charge in modernizing our forces, investing in cyber defense, artificial intelligence, and indigenous military technology, without which it will be difficult for us to achieve our security. The challenges before us are great, but so too is our resolve. Let us rise above division and embrace unity.
General Musa pointed out that Africa must take ownership of its security narrative.
Let us use this summit to explore how we can build a defense industrial base that is Africa in origin, Africa in design, and Africa in purpose. The Economic Committee of West African States, ECOWAS for short, the African Union's peace and security architecture, and other regional mechanisms have provided a vital foundation. But we must now build upon this foundation with greater resolve. We must be the architects of our own security and destiny.
There were remarks and goodwill messages by Alhaji Mohammed Badaro, Minister of Defense Nigeria, who was represented by Honorable Bello Matawale, the Minister of State for Defense, Dr. Omar Aliyu Toure, President of ECOWAS Commission, represented by Ambassador Abel Fatou Musa, Commissioner for Political Affairs, Peace and Security, ECOWAS Secretariat, Dr. Lassana Kouyaté, former Prime Minister, Republic of Guinea, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, Engineer Bashir Ojulari, Group Chief Executive Officer, NMPC Limited, and Mr. David Wiseman.
This summit reflects our belief that no single country can secure the continent alone. We must work together, sharing intelligence, aligning doctrine, and building trust among defense institutions.
This bold foresight has materialized in, among other endeavors, the ongoing transformation of the National Counterterrorism Center in Nigeria into an African non-kinetic counterterrorism center.
NMPC Limited wishes to restate our commitment to supporting the effort of the various security agencies and intelligence agencies and willingness to collaborate and cooperate with the military and intelligence agencies. With our successes in industry-wide security architecture here in Nigeria, which has greatly reduced the incidence of sabotage, vandalism, crude theft, illegal refineries, illegal bunkering, and piracy.
Keynote address was delivered by Ms. Amina Mohammed, the Deputy Secretary General of United Nations, who spoke on the global efforts in tackling insecurities.
Defense collaboration is not simple. We are talking about 54 countries, each with their own policies, their histories, their priorities, and their difficulties. This makes it all the more remarkable that though the complexity and diversity, African forces find ways to act together, and you have. From the African Union's peace support operations to the Algeria African Center for Study and Research on Terrorism, Cape Verde Center for Security and Transnational Organized Crime, and Cameroon's International School for Security Forces, amongst many. The African Union deploys peace support operations where others can and will not. The multinational Joint Task Force in the Lake Chad Basin coordinates regional efforts against Boko Haram. ECOWAS in West Africa and IGAD in the Horn are coordinating troops, logistics, and political engagement. The G5 Sahel and the Accra Initiative have also played key roles. But too often, such initiatives are being held back by mistrust, tensions, gaps, and in some cases, sadly, undermined by the international community.
With the official opening of the summit, participating chiefs of defense staff began the 3-day plenary discussions, which centered on 5 thematic topics with knowledgeable lead speakers, moderators, and panelists drawn from Africans based in the continent and beyond. The 5 topics are border management and regional security in Africa, challenges and prospects, combating terrorism in Africa, the imperative of strategic defense collaboration, leveraging artificial intelligence for regional security in Africa, challenges and prospects, resourcing African defense, the role of public-private partnership, and regional cooperation for African maritime security, the role of strategic partnership. The 3-day summit included exhibitions by notable defense and security equipment manufacturers and dealers.
It's been very great in terms of the product we are seeing here, the business communication.
It was very good. We say thank you for Nigeria that we allowed us to come here and then we put our product.
The curtain for the Median African Chiefs of Defense Staff Summit was drawn on Wednesday, 27th August 2025, with the inspiring and thought-provoking speech by General Christopher Gwabin Musa, the Chief of Defense Staff, Federal Republic of Nigeria.
As we draw to a close, I implore us to depart with a renewed conviction that Africa's peace, security, and prosperity are not merely distant aspirations, but attainable realities, provided we unite, work together, and translate collaborations into action.
Elizabeth Thanko, reporting.
Welcome back. Yes, we are glad to announce that the communique that came out from this summit was far-reaching, and of course, as we speak, is being presented to all the regional bodies and the continental body for effective support and action. Yes, let's go straight again to the Nigerian Army. During the week and in continuation with what the philosophy, the command philosophy of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, to ensure that Nigerian Army gets closer to the people. There was a seminar and an outreach engagement by the Department for Civil Military Affairs in Kefi, and Lucy Taiwo was there and brings us this report.
The Nigerian Army has once again demonstrated its commitment to strengthen public trust and partnership in national security through the Department of Civil Military Affairs, acting on the directive of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, conveyed a 2-day engagement in Kefi, Nasarawa State for the social media seminar and key stakeholders forum. The 2-day event had in attendance security agencies, influencers, artisans, religious leaders, community leaders, local government chairmen, traders, students, youth corps members, and other stakeholders. The first day featured the social media seminar themed Promoting a Culture of Security Awareness Through the Responsible Use of Social Media, kicked off with a brief on Nigerian Army and other related issues.
As the seminar progresses, I implore you to pay reflective attention, make thoughtful contributions, and seek clarifications where necessary. Our resource persons gathered here with us today are poised to illuminate our roles towards collectively achieving national security objectives, as well as the risk associated with the careless sharing of harmful messages, videos, voice notes on social media.
Major General Buba urged participants to avoid the malicious use of social media, especially on security issues.
This seminar promises to equip you with invaluable tips that will guide your social media engagements, empowering you to resist the allure of actions that could threaten our shared peace and security.
Welcoming guests and participants to the seminar, the Chief of Civil Military Affairs, Major General Go Chubuisi, stated the aim of the seminar.
I therefore urge you to leverage this platform for constructive dialogues, exchange of innovative ideas, and collaboration towards addressing critical issues emanating from social media engagements, such as the spread of fake news, deep fakes, hate speech, weaponization of narratives, and divisive content.
There were lectures on the topic, Positive Advocacy through Social Media for Enhanced National Security. Inputs were made from other guests present, an interactive section.
We've come to understand that the word of mouth can destroy you, so people can go insane because of one person. Let's learn to respect our security authorities. They are doing so much.
The 5th edition of the Nigerian Army Key Stakeholders Engagement Forum was for the second day, titled Taking the Nigerian Army to Communities. The special guest of honor at the engagement, Major General Edward Buba, called on all stakeholders to be part of the solution in curbing insecurity.
So let me not extend it beyond this. So we call all of you on board. Help us. Let us be part of the solution and not part of the problem.
The Chief of Civil Military Affairs, Major General Go Chubuisi, while expressing gratitude to the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General O.O. Oluyede, he appealed to the stakeholders for their continuous support.
The messaging has been clear. Everybody has his part to play in security.
There was an interactive section and presentation of souvenirs. Some participants present gave their impression about the two-day event.
We've heard from the forum stakeholders engagement, where information is key, and that security has been slogan, it's everybody's business.
This will play a very big role to our community by bringing harmony to our community, for the society to know the importance of harming and how to really relate with the security personnel, and for people to understand that the army are not people enemies.
Elizabeth Thango, reporting for Security Watch Africa.
Yeah, welcome back. Yes, taking the Nigerian army to the people. That is the theme of the crusade to sensitize Nigerians about what Nigerian Army stands for. And that report was done by Elizabeth Tanko, not Lucy Taiwo, as I earlier said. Now is a report by Lucy Taiwo reporting on the Chief of Army Staff visit to Katsina State. Sit back as we bring you the report.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has charged officers and soldiers to redouble their efforts in the discharge of their duties. General Oluyede gave the charge in Katsina while addressing troops as part of his operational tour of the state.
So blessings come in different forms. That's what I want to tell you. So while you are sacrificing to protect people and their property, don't think all your mind, and in one way or the other, your blessing will come. Is that clear? Yes, sir! Where's your mind? Happy. You're not looking happy. Now you can take it from happiness to sadness. When you are wearing happy, you are not looking happy. Why are you wearing name? Name the follow person. Don't be so. Yes, sir! Keep for money or expect that everything will be fine at all times. Do you understand? Yes, sir! So when you are doing your work, just understand that you chose to do the work and it's the job of sacrifice. But that said, it is my duty to provide for you as much as possible based on what is available to me. And I promise you that I will do my very best to provide for you. Do you understand? Yes, sir!
Earlier, the Army Chief paid a courtesy call on the acting governor of Katsina State, Dr. Farouk Lawal Jobe, where he reiterated the Nigerian Army's commitment to continue to provide security for the state and the country in general.
And insurgency.
Because the fact is that we're just fighting our own people. That is the truth. The enemy is within, and it's important for us to fish out these enemies of state and see how we can deal with them decisively.
General Oluyede further called for the continued support of the government towards the Nigerian Army.
Going forward, I just want to register the fact that we'll do our best, we'll do more to secure Katsina State, not only Katsina State, the entirety of the Nigerian space.
In his response, the acting governor, Dr. Farouk Lawal Jobe, applauded the efforts of the Nigerian Army in securing the state.
Have cried out, and now that we have this powerful delegation sent by the federal government to come and reassess our situation and provide additional support to our people. So we thank you, the Nigerian Army, we thank Mr. President for this intervention.
Lucy Tao reporting for Security Watch Africa.
Yeah, thanks for watching this episode of your program Security Watch Africa on this channel, Africa Independent Television. Join us again when we bring you another exciting edition next week, God's willing, and follow us on all our social media platforms on X, former Twitter, and send us your email on our email, Gmail, secwatchafrica1997@gmail.com. Send us all your views so that we can get back to you. Until we come here again, I said thanks for staying tuned and remain blessed.